If you just stumble across the channel, it's probably because somebody hit that like button before. And for those of you who hit that like button, comment, and subscribe, I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much.
They gathered round the screen, eyes on the monitor bright. They're waiting for the turkey to stream day or night. With Fibonacci lines and trend lines bold, they're ready to learn their crypto wealth to unfold. Here they come to watch the turkey. Oh yeah, yeah, here come the turkey. Yeah, you know he's gonna call it right. No, 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 he gonna call it right. Watch the turkey, oh yeah, yeah, here come the turkey, yeah. You know he's gonna call it right, no, 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 he gonna call it right. I see my viewers, they're a curious breed. They're searching for the next big thing, their fortunes to read. They're clicking on the turkey, their heart's beating fast. They're ready to ride the waves, their crypto portfolios to amass. Here they come to watch the turkey. Oh yeah, yeah, here come the turkey, yeah. You know he's gonna call it right. No, 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 he gonna call it right.
2008, the world flipped.
Who's this crypto creator? Satoshi Sir, sir. Satoshi Nakamoto. Pardon me, you Satoshi sir? I'm a miner, sir. Chasing your track. White paper hit. Blockchain's got my back. Sir, I've got some queries about your crypto play. Mind if I step in? Join the fray. That depends. Who's this at my door, sir? You're a miner? Talk less, work the line. I'm the shadow code, mystery's mine. Who's this kid digging through your plan? Stay low, ghost of the chain, man. Satoshi sir?
I'm not, sir. Who's this kid digging through your plan?
Stay low, ghost of the chain, man. I'm all in, sir. Blocks piling high. P2P, vision lighting up the sky. What's your move, huh? What's your aim? I'm a hauler, sir. Staking my claim. Satoshi sir. Satoshi Nakamoto. Keep it quiet, kid. Prove what you hold. Hash rate is king, don't crack, stay cold. Who's this kid digging through your plan? Stay low, ghost of the chain, man. Satoshi sir?
I'm not, sir.
Who's this kid digging through your plan? Stay low, ghost of the chain, man.
Satoshi sir?
2008 rewrote the score, sir. Satoshi Knox, sir. Crypto king gone now, he's no more, sir. Satoshi Knox, sir. Satoshi Knox, thank you, sir. Satoshi Knox vanished away.
He's gone, for real. Yes, sir. Stello, go.
I'm not throwing away my stack. Diamond hands trying to grow my rack. Eyes on the charts, I'm tracking the pack. Market's a beast, but I'm facing the facts. Perps or spot, the choice is tight. Leverage sings like a siren at night. Hunter hunts gains, that's dynamite. But I'm not risking my spot tonight. I'm not throwing away my spot. My spot. I'm not throwing away my spot. My spot. Yo, I'm just like my wallet, young, scrappy hodlin. I'm not throwing away my spot. Perps call my name, it's a gambler's flame. Rare with high reward, profits insane. Margins tight, one wick, I'm ashamed. Liquidation hits, ice, ice, baby. Spots my rock, no debt to repay. Buy the dip, stack sats every day. No sleepless nights, watching candles sway. Holding my spot, that's my play. He's weighing odds, checking the spread. Perps could moon or leave him for dead. Spots a shield, keeps his head fed. Rise up, trader, what's in your head? Dream of Lambos, a wallet that sings. Perps could soar on golden wings. Crash cuts deep, spot holds through swings. To Gen heart fights, but my spot clings. Tay till dawn, Mac tight. Swing for stars or keep it polite. Market hums, candles glow bright. Trade my spot, watch my stack ignite. I'm not throwing away my spot. My spot. I'm not throwing away my spot. My spot. Yo, I'm just like my wallet, young, scrappy hodlin. I'm not throwing away my spot. Crossroads call, perps tempt my lot. Bull or bear, I'm writing my plot. Market's my stage, I'm trading my spot. Hold my ground here, I'm not. Crossroads call, perps tempt my lot. Bull or bear, I'm writing my plot. Market's my stage, I'm trading my spot. Hold my ground here, I'm not.
I bought the dip, thought I'd ride it high. Bitcoin bloom, then it bled me dry. Holding tight, nice and low hum. Market spins, I'm going numb. Chase the green, you burn to red. Wallet full, now an empty head. Round we roll, can't cut the thread. Stuck in this blockchain bed. Couldn't cash out, charts burned down. Crypto cycle spin, round and round. Market's cold, can't let go. Hypnotized, moving slow. Hypnotized, moving slow. Gains fade out, fees explode. Swaying lost on this crypto road. Moons a tease, I'm still tuned. Trapped beneath this desert doom. Couldn't cash out, charts burned down. Crypto cycle spin, round and round. Market's cold, can't let go. Hypnotized, moving slow.
want to do it.
You gotta do it, Sean.
No, I don't want to do it.
You made a bet, Sean. You lost the bet. You gotta do it.
It feels stupid, Road Dog, and I don't want to. Come on, let's do something else. Don't make me do this.
Bet's a bet, Sean. Come on. You put it out there. I'm just saying. Didn't happen. You gotta pay up.
You suck, Road Dog. Gee, let me get ready. This looks stupid.
It's gonna be funny as hell, though, Sean.
You're a sellout.
Bitcoin stacking high, baby, feels so right. Bitcoin shining bright, grooving in the light. Looking for you, that's what I trade. You wanna bull run, step in my groove. Moon all night with the smoothest moves. Gas fees don't mean a thing when I'm with you.
Well, come on, everybody's waiting, Sean. Let's do it.
Oh. Whatever.
So come on down, watch the candles glow. By the dip real slow, keep the rhythm flow. I got the coins that you wanna know. Lambos in the moonlight, oh they gleam so fine.
Check, 1, 2. Enjoy the turkey head. Are you happy? Are you happy? Does that make you feel better? Oops, stop laughing. It might make you wear one too. Is that good enough? Give me all. Hey everybody, it's me, Sean. Oh, hey, ooh, I'm on the TV. Look. Even with the turkey. Hey, that don't look bad, actually. We throw some eyeballs on it. Look, I'm on TV again.
Sean, concentrate, man. Concentrate.
Yeah, but look.
Concentrate, Sean. Sean.
What?
Sean. Don't let it all go to your head, okay?
What go to my? That you mean the turkey thing?
No. I need everything else, Sean.
Oh, well, okay. Hey, everybody, we're getting ready to go. Hold on. Where's some buttons? Man, is that a button? You know, maybe it's these glasses. There it is.
Oh, no. For those of you out there that have been hitting that like button.
Am I doing the show tonight?
No, you're not doing the show tonight, Sean. You're just good away.
My bad. Oopsies. Good night, everybody. There's the button. Where's the other button? Ladies and gentlemen, my apologies for that. Seems like welcome everyone to Late Night Crypto with Road Dog with our crazy little introduction there. How's it going, everybody? How's it going? I'm a little tired. I fell asleep again. Been having an all-day live stream, just tracking Bitcoin and listening to the music and stuff. Had some really good setups on there that, you know, kind of nailed their targets. Pretty cool. The setups were good. You know, hey. I'm just saying, I mean, if you want to get a feel for how I actually apply TA while things are going on, because we were doing it in 1 minute. I know it sounds it is DGen. It is DGen. 1 minute and the 10-second chart. Just you know, there was a question: how do you do? Or you say you trade? Or I wasn't so much. I had a few little trades going on, but I also had one from another's that was already down under. I think that one came out. I think I got stuffed out. Just it did good for me. It got me back up to almost break even on it. But if you want to see how I navigate and do the setups and everything, and how they were off them, you know, check that out. See the process behind it anyway. You can fast forward. I don't know. Anyway, there was a question about it. There's your answer. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Let me say hello to everybody here. Make sure my microphone is on and nobody is yelling about it. So, okay. Hey, we got Joe from Trade Intuition who is first. How's it going, Joe? Thank you for being here, being first, my man. This will probably be a short show because my voice is just kind of feeling out of it. We got Roglide, Avi Medina, Ryan K, DOZ, or Diaz. Haven, how's it going? And Crypto Frontier, bull run is over. Oh man, that's funny. And we got Julian. There we go, Haven. The short time frame. So, is it speaking to the inner degen? They are fun. It's a great place to practice your TA. It really is, because you get that's one thing that'll help you get some confidence. Doesn't mean you need to trade it, but the whole thing. If you watch what I did, I have to keep pulling myself out. I have to keep pulling myself out and then zooming back in, and I think that's where everybody kind of loses. Not that I'm a master of it, but that's what helped me today to get those setups. Is I zoomed out and then I zoomed in. We just watched it played out and do some other things in between. It was fun. We got the old turkey leg out to help the price go up. I got 3 little things on there that I used to help price goes up, and the last one's that's. After that, I don't have anything else. If that doesn't work, then what's going to work, right? But it seems to work like a charm. Works for me. Yes, dear. So, guys, let's take a look at Bitcoin and see what's going on. We might get check a few altcoins. I don't think our boy Layer GG is quite back just yet, so I don't have any news to share from Twitter. But here we are on the daily, and this is a 200 moving average, and we're still below it. That's automatically bearish, so we should be saying, you suck, Bitcoin, you're just going down from here. And a lot of people are. Bull market's up, dude. This is it. And a lot of people are saying that. But the rule of thumb is if you're below the 200, then you're bearish. But we're trying to gain that non-moving average. We've been trying to get it back we've been above it for the last 3 days, but we're in a position where it's got to stick. And there's one indication that maybe it might stick, and it's just as simple as just looking at this line right here and seeing how she's turning around, or trying to. So if we got that going on, then we got a chance, and the price just needs to come up, and this guy will ease up on his way down, because that's just how this kind of average kind of graph works. But as long as we don't have to get across, those crosses are confirmations. That means, they ain't no going back from this. There ain't no bouncing off of this. We're going to have, all right, we're going down this road then, apparently. So we don't want the crosses. But finding some support at this area where that moving average is, that's kind of cool. So that's what we're hoping for on the daily. Now our indicators, which this is kind of cool. This is the MACD, so we're in this good graces. There's just not a lot of strength here, but it's gradually, each little candle is bigger than the other, so it's growing. It's just not, we just ain't spurting out of this thing. This is not like a big strong V-shaped recovery. Here's our RSI. Watching this little guy, because we might have broken a little line here, so we got to pay attention to that. The best we can hope for is that she'll come back above it, and that'll be some kind of little trap. Well, it's just like charting on everything else. The same rules apply to this too. This is just a line. Shoulder, head, and shoulder on the upside. Woo! Anyway, but we're above this yellow line, which is the signal line. It's kind of like an average. And that's a good sign. That's a good sign. We are at, what are we at on the RSI? Now our level here is what it tells you in the corner, 39. Now that's we're still not out of the woods yet. So the rule is anything below 30 there is bearish. And I like it when they started putting the red on there. That really kind of teases you. This is the good time to buy, baby. When she comes down here and you see her bounce off the end of red, anywhere through here, really. DC airs, all that. If you're on the daily time frame with the RSI and you see her deep in the red, let's say she's about 20% or under, those are good times for DCA. But now she can get stuck there for a little bit, but using on the bigger time frames, you don't see that as much, unless it just was really, really sucky. But that's a great time, and if we mark that, just to put this up here, go look at charts. What was going on during this time? Yep, we were right there, 82, all that. So for the investors, we will get it. Now, let me explain for any of you guys that might be watching me for the first time or anything. I cover all parts of it. I would say I'm a crypto analyst, and I do venturing into kind of forecasting the crypto thing. But I don't feel very eloquent right now. More important, you see a lot of things going on for day traders. That seems to be the hot thing. Okay, and it gives the impression that's the road that you got to make your money in crypto, and that's something that couldn't be further from the truth. Now, day trading is cool. It's a skill. It's definitely you can build your skill, but you should never feel, man, that that's what you got to do to make it in crypto. And I think a lot of people kind of get that message. Actually, if you don't do it, you're probably a lot. It's mostly day traders who end up losing the most. That. If you're going to do it with small amounts. That's how you do the skill. But for the rest of you guys, most of you are going to be like swing traders, doing trades that last a few days, maybe a few weeks. Some of you got hold them on for a month or two. Some long-term swings and things like that. I'm your guy. And the way that I read charts, I'm giving you those choices and opportunities, targets, pivot points where the market should actually go to and reverse. So all my strategies are based on pivot points, and just like you might see on the stream today and the other streams I do live all day, you can see how price reacts at those levels. Now, if I can check those levels, I feel more confident about getting into a trade or putting a trade setup. There's a little method to the madness there, if you guys follow that. So if you're trying to make the big bucks in this market, and don't feel like you have to be they're not going to be the ones making it, the big bucks. You might see a few random outliers. You're talking about the general people here, right? It's these longer term plays. So you diamond handers have been you got to learn how to take profit. But you guys working 9 to 5 and everything can't really do that. I can't day trade because I got to go over here and do what you do and then take care of the kids and all this. Not everybody has that luxury, right? So, yeah, we want to start looking for these swing trade ideas. And Bitcoin, if you ain't trying to get some down here where it's at 80, sub 80, you're missing the point. So if you can DC8 into it, because we got a wild ride coming over this next 12 months, and I don't want you guys to miss out on it. It's a good time to, and if you've been messing up in your positions and whatever, now's a good time to kind of, get your head on straight in this market. Get ready, because anytime over this next month, maybe in 6 weeks, I don't know, this global economy crap, everything that's going on over there, we got a lot going on out there. People mixed up. We're not going to see the big boom just yet, but it's coming. It's coming. When it comes, are you going to be ready? Are you going to have a good setup, or are we going to be, too degenny, or maybe in some bad projects? That's what you got to ask yourself for that. Now, you can play those degenny and all those meme coins and all that. That's fun. We go over all that stuff here too. Whatever you guys want to talk about. But if you're trying to build wealth in this right now, if you're trying to get that next level, you've got to plan ahead a little bit. We got to do it a little bit smarter, because it would be easy to mess up. The altcoins aren't going to do that good. They're not going to be that good. But the ones that are going to be good are more the USA coins, because they got Trump's blessing. That's the direction that we are headed in. Period. They're going to get the best incentives. They got the best incentives, right? So that will be cool. So that's why I would find the ones that you like, that appeal to you, whichever ones have the fundamentals, and maybe we'll start looking out for those and start diving deeper into that here on the stream. That would be a good idea, actually. Or maybe do it in the little YouTube membership area, which, if you like this channel, want to support it, and maybe I should do some more stuff over there. The more people that do that definitely draws me that way. It's $3 a month or whatever. That's all I got for shilling, other than Tangem wallets, which you need one of those too. But getting back to the charts here, and I think before I do, just wrap that up, WDN, who I happened, the book came that I ordered, WD. I like this guy, right? I learned a lot from I'm trying to learn a lot. He goes down, he go deep. This, I won't even get into it. But anyway, W.D. Gann, legendary trader. I think he died in the 50s. A legend. But he used kind of, some of his approaches were out there. Not everybody would accept that. But this is supposed to be a good book. I'm excited about that. But anyway, one of the things that he said, we're just way back to it. You didn't think I was going to, but I did. Oh, crap. I forgot where I was going. He said... Yeah, it's not the short-term traders that are going to make the money in here, like the scalpers. He says not the scalpers. It is the swing traders and those longer-term holders, investors. Those not the ones that hold it for 20 years. You can't do that in crypto. I mean, you can, but that's kind of stupid unless it's Bitcoin. You don't want to hold any altcoin more than when the cycle ends. That's it, baby. They go back. You think this drop's been harsh? Bear market's worse. He said the biggest gainers. The ones that make the most money are the ones that will swing trade and do the long-term holds. So find comfort in that, because that fits into most people's schedule. And I don't want you to get the impression that you've got to learn a lot of hard stuff and everything. If you look at these key points and these pivot points that we look at on the bigger time frames, they'll help you out a lot. And then you can plan whatever you need to do according to your strategy. And hopefully you got your charts up. I'm just a little guide dog. That's all I am. But the best TA that you got out there is what you got and what resonates with you. And those are just some of the messages I'm trying to get out there. So, here. There's some possibilities of signs that we're going to recover in this area. We're using the Fibonacci strategy right here. That's a swing high from that top. Is this chart school? All the way, this would be a cool version of chart school, I think. All the way down here to the bottom. And we need to get above here at 84,003. We've been finding some rejection there, right? And we're below the 200. This is not, if we were fighting, if we were grappling in the ring, we would be on the other side. Oh my God. We'd be on our back there. We've been mounted, ladies and gentlemen. We've been mounted. Now we got to be very strategic on how we play this when you're on the underside. And right now, we finally got one leg up on the opponent right here. If we can just lock it in over this non-even average right there. So we need that to hold, or else we're gonna start feeling the pressure of a chokehold getting around our necks as it drives us down. Unless you're the shorter, because you're the one that's mounting us. Let us go, bitch! Don't stop it. Don't let the words come out. I'm sorry. That wasn't part of the show, ladies and gentlemen. So anyway, that arrow scared me. That was crap. That arrow actually scared me. I looked at the screen and it scared me. All right, so let's tumble down just a little bit. I keep going to the 6 hour. I don't know why, but I find myself there. I'm not sure if I'm a fan of it or not. The reason I got it there is because sometimes my Ichimoku cloud, what's a theory? The rules are system, I guess. It's got a rules where you go into a red cloud, and sometimes between it and the 8 hours, one of them will flip and it does opposite. And I've been trying to figure out why that is. I don't know. I don't think I've ever figured that out yet. So, but it looks normal here. This is what we like on Ichimoku Cloud, is to get into it. And then I got bigger moving averages over here. So these are things I use to navigate this market, and they do very well for me. And I try to show that on all time frames, even today on the 10-second time frame. All these things that I do here, I pull them out, and you can see it happen. And you can listen to the music, because that's hopefully the way that I'm chilling in a positive way in this space. There's no crypto music, ladies and gentlemen, so I'm flooding the market with it. Oh, yeah! Surfing waves like a digital child. I don't know what's going on there. Anyway, so here I want to draw a trend line, and so that makes, if we're underneath it, it makes resistance. Going from these bars right here, these candle bodies. And ooh, this is cool. Ooh, I just noticed this on the indicator. This is the BMC cipher, Simmons Market cipher, but it doesn't cost anybody. So if you need, I like things like that, because when I started, $500. First of all, why you gotta apply yourself and be into this market at all. You jumped out there before half the rest of the world did. You saw something. And so for a lot of you, it might be greed, but some of you saw some, the possibilities of how the real technology can and is and will continue to change the whole world. It and AI together, they're like peas and carrots. You're going to see some wild stuff when they combine. That's how they're going to pay. It's going to be crazy, young. It is going to get crazy, but crypto is going to be very much the core of it. This is how we transact everything in the future is digital. So here we are at the 6th hour, and we said we're getting ready to get one of these little green dots, and we already got stochastics going up. So we got some good signs here. Am I actually saying this? I feel surprised because everybody's so bearish. This is starting to look good for Bitcoin. In my personal, what I'm seeing here looks good. So far, what I'm saying, but we're in a bad. Remember, we're underside. We're underside in bigger time frame. We're still underside. Now the bigger time frames, they make the rules. We just see how much we can get by with over here. The moving averages, though. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to give you the impression when it was there that we're like mega bullish. But I mean, enough that we can stay afloat a little bit and maybe get back into this cloud and see what we can do. We're fighting. We're going to be fighting. So this is what we lost. We're hoping for three humps and a dump, but looks like this was our little third hump. We talked about that possibility if you're paying attention last night. That I see it on a smaller time frame. We were talking about the exact same thing, but that would be your fifth. I guess if you want to call it I wouldn't call it a fifth. It's worked anyway. Whatever. That's see. Oh my God, you caught me. See, that's why I don't hang around with the alleyway people, because they talk just like that the whole time. No offense, but that's true. So this is always you're always, it could be, but it could be also be this, but then dude, and that's why pattern trading is so cool, because you just draw a line, or trend line trading, because I got a line. That's all I need to know. I got a line, and now this was support, now it's resistance. And then this line will kind of mature, and I'll get something else going on that makes a channel. And then we'll figure out all these little mini waves. I don't care. Maybe I'll look at it on the big picture, but I don't care now. Right now, I just want number to go up, baby. And we got a chance for it right now. I'm excited, aren't you? That's good. If I act a little weird, we did have some. We were out for a few days for surgery, though. Well, I think we're fine though. Anyway, that's cool. I love it. Like to get some more of it. We're in that cloud. So this is the 4-hour chart. We can do okay with Bitcoin, but the big thing is, and the big theory is, back to the big time. Are we? All day is somebody has the market. Who knows why, how, what, when, where, why? Going to come up and then roll over at some point. Whether it's here, there, well, there's several places that we can look for. There's lots of different theories, but most people are starting to lean to the theory that we might. That scares me, because if everybody starts expecting that, well, then we might not do that. We might have to come back and scare people again. They say, oh, you think you know what's going on in the market? Yeah, well, watch this. You think you know, huh? You think you're the smart one? Yeah, watch us. Yeah, watch us. Hey, dump it. Yeah. Any more questions? So, man, my voice is about to go. So it's 11:34. I'm trying to be out of here by 12, so we can go check out Joe, because I think he's gonna stream. 19 people hanging out. Shout out to you guys for being here. Well, I'm gonna go back to over here on the chart, and then we'll come back to the chat. Chart and the chat. Chat and chart. Chat and chart. Charty chats. But I just noticed this big, this 3-day chart, and we're right in the middle of a green cloud. I don't like that at all. Well, that's not, this one, that could be hard to recover from. I don't know. Bounced off this 100 moving average. And by that strategy that we got, suggests that we can come back up to 93. That's what I'm hoping for. That'd be a pretty decent sign. I would love to see that. This is we are in scary territory, but what's really great is that we did find support of a bigger Fibonacci. We've been over to. I don't want to pull again, and we're bouncing off of it, and it was a good one to bounce off of. So we might hang around here. So there's hope. There's hope. We got to recover things on each little time frame here to give us a little hope. But going back to the daily, that 9 moving average kind of crucial right now. We need to hold that little guy. Now I'm going to bounce on down now to the 2-hour. And I've always heard that this, by the people who were really good analysts, or perceived. I thought they were. I mean, they knew a lot of them fancy things that I didn't know at the time. Said that the 2 hour was a really good chart for Bitcoin, and it's a lot cleaner. It's a lot cleaner than the 1 hour. I kind of like that idea. I just need to spend more time with it. But I see some nice rounding going on here and possibility to break out up here. If you look over to the left, which you should always be looking over to the left because you compare that with everything you got. 86,000. You know, and I was thinking today, you know, I see the market different sometimes from other people or explain it different sometimes from other people. And what I think it is that I think it's only for the level to level people. That's where I think that's a different thought process. I have a different thought. I explain it in a different thought process. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. You know, you do have the horizontal levels and everything, and that's one of the first things that's fundamental, and it is the strongest levels of support are those horizontal levels, support and resistance. But I guess I think maybe I was just thinking maybe a lot of people, you know, that's where their leaning is. So when they come to the charts, they're looking level by level at the charts. So everything, and so they're trained to look at the levels and only. And when I come, I'm looking for the trend wherever I'm at. I don't care about the levels. I mean, I do, but I'm always looking for the trend first. I'm always, the first things I do. That's what you see me do here. I'll do that, and then I'll figure out the levels. But that I don't know. That's just, I don't know. Might be just the difference that I see. I don't know. Anyway, we need to get out of this mess. We need to do some stuff here, Bitcoin. Come on. Let's do some stuff. I've been tracking on these smaller time frames right here, and we pretty much just tracked this whole deal today. And you could have seen it all unfold. Won't go over that anymore. It was 12 hours. 12 hours, and you guys popped in and popped out, and thank you so much for that. I appreciate your support and just hanging out. And, yeah. And I dozed off several times, but I always come and update the chart, and hopefully it's educational to see something like that. And I tried to explain things in my little notes and stuff on the screen, what I saw, what I was doing, and made it silly and fun. Hopefully not offensive. I hope I'm not offensive to women. I don't mean to be, but hey, let's be real about some motivations right there, okay? As simple as that is, you wouldn't believe how effective it works for. Let's look at this thing right here. Last little breakout. I was calling for a possible bump and run pattern, and that's what this would be considered right there. Let's make sure that Road Dog's telling you the truth. You guys know what a bump and run pattern is? We can go over to Thomas Bukowski. He's wrote the Encyclopedia Chart Patterns. Great place to go over here. I just got it indicized here by. If you know what they're called, you can look it up this way. If you don't know what they're called, he's got a visual index. Is this it? I don't want to. That's candlestick visual. Chart pattern visual index. Yeah, he's got it like this, but they're not the most beautiful. But you know, you could look. Is this what's going on? No, this is it. Oh, it's this and this. He's got all that stuff going on. But let's go over here and check out the old bump and run. And you can see how many let's see, at least on this computer, since I've had this browser up, what the most popular ones that I've looked at and read about. Bump and run patterns. And we want to look at the bump and run reversal model. Now, ranked out overall performance, this is kind of impressive. Number 1 out of 39. This is the best performing pattern, according to Thomas Bukowski, that we just saw, that we just experienced right there. The bump and run, where they're taking you down, then they really take you down, and then they got you, and there you go. So its percentage for meeting price target is 76%. Now what that means is if we got a measured move, and look, see, it does the little dashy lines, the measured root, the highest point of the pattern, A, in the chart, that's the target. So basically you go back to where you started from is the easiest way to explain that right there. But I wanted to share that with you. You can go there if you want to figure out more about it. So it suggests we're coming right back here to 84,000. That's our target right now. I feel like I'm doing a DJ on a late night. Is the music too loud? I meant to turn it down. Sometimes I forget that. Anyway, so now this was our bump and run pattern, but it could also, if here, you're like, I don't remember all these patterns. You don't have to. If you know, I mean, we're zoomed in, but here, this is what we call a local pattern, right? Anything that's smaller than the bigger pattern that we got, that's the one you want to look at. And actually, when you're really zooming out, you got a channel. If you look for the channel, that will help you. This is how you forecast. This is a way to forecast. How did you know it might get there around that time? That little invisible line and if it, if trajectory, if it happens of that's so far. But that's something else. Here we go. So see, we're part of a bigger pattern and all this other stuff. But anyway, because you little zoomer ins, because you like to zoomer in, you little degens, I like that. So you're looking for the channel idea. It's really simple. You just take that angle. You pay attention to the angle. You see, I'm very picky about how I draw my trend lines, and that's why that angle means a lot to me. It tells me a lot. It can show me give me a lot of insight. And so I don't just willy-nilly throw, it could be this and do that. And maybe that's why I find that offensive, that some people are just so willy-nilly trend lines. Because if you use them right, they tell you so much. You just gotta listen to it, rather than just slapping a flag on everything. There's more here. There's more going on. So what we said, how do you know what's a bump? But who cares? You zoom out and you just follow the trend lines. Where you got 2 touches on one side, 3 on the other, you got a valid pattern. It's valid. And whatever is assigned to that pattern, that's what we go by. 72% chance this breaks to the upside. Ooh, look what happened. Normally, we look for it to do a partial decline. What is that? That means it stops doing this. It stops rolling over and going deeper. It stops rolling over and going deeper. It finds a place almost even. Here, and you've probably seen some of this around, that is a double bottom, W pattern, however you want to do it. That makes the perfect little partial decline for this pattern. When you get that little guy, that's when, if you're a degen and trying to get it on the good and try to, how do you keep nailing that? How do you get in on the bottoms? You got to step out there when nobody else wants to, but you look for these little signs. Now, the more this is where this all gets different for everybody right here. This is where this all gets different. Whether you're a degen or more conservative, this is where it all changes. And this is where, that's why I just present, because you got to make your own decisions, and hopefully you learn enough from here that you can make your own decisions. That's the goal of the channel anyway. That, and to the real evil sinister reason to sell my OnlyFans fancy foot group, $2,499 a month. If you can't get there, just hang out with me. Hang out with me until I can get you to where you can afford that, okay? Okay. In the meantime, you're only going to see socked feet around here, but that's a tease. Is that my foot or not? You'll never know. Anyway.
I'm a trader. I've been around. I've seen
What are we talking about here? We're talking about the risk of when you get in. That's up to you guys, man. You got to figure that out. I mean, I like to buy bottoms of trend lines. I'm looking at anything touching this trend line. Ooh, I'm looking at this pattern. I'm looking here. I'm looking at the breakout. I'm looking at if it gets over the 9-moving average, if it breaks out and clears the neckline. I'm looking at that. I'm looking at the retest. I'm looking at the breakout of this. There's so many places that you can look to make a play. Especially if you can zoom out and see this, and we're still in the 50-minute time frame. We're still zoomed in, really, technically, but we're zoomed out for this little thing. If you're a real degen, you may not see this unless you're working your way down, right? So here we're doing some cool stuff right now. Can I back this stuff off? That's how my charts get cluttered. So we got a 70% chance to make it to the upside on this. The bump and run pattern suggested we come back up to the top. The megaphone pattern, you would take a measure move. You put this, not willy-nilly wherever, but you put it where the price breaks out. And you just slap it there, and it does a fair job, a really good job of giving you where it should probably find resistance. and where it may have to start doing something else or come back for a retest. Basically, you always look for the retest. So a lot of people play this and then they get stuck trying to find the next new pattern. Oh, that's another flag. And they forget about the measure move that they had from whatever setup from before, and they run smack dab into resistance and start buying it, and then like their pattern, their little flag chasing is over, it doesn't work out. That you got to zoom out and then zoom in, and even though sometimes that's preached, it's not done. Anyway, I have no. I'm trying to show you some all day, so I'm doing. Anyway, so we know we got some areas over here with Bitcoin. Where are we at? Oh, come on! Here we are. I gotta find that price label. Price label be there. 83,852 is what I'm looking for, right? Now, since I got this going on, man, I like to use my trend lines, and that might be where we started out tonight, I believe it was. Been following this trend line, we got our hump, and then we came below it. Now, in a bear market, man, you know, all this stuff works different in the bull market and the bear market. In the bear market, when we're bearish, we drop past when we lose those trend lines, and you don't want to do that. You have to look for a retest, and hopefully that you can get out of a bad position, or you can get into a short or feed a short or something like that. Turkey's thirsty, but when they start hanging around out here, that's bullish signs, really. Now, that means they can still come up and then roll over, and you gotta, this is where we start looking for M tops in top patterns, and especially if we're at resistance with moving averages. So we are at a kind of a possible toppy top, or not. We're at a possible local top area here, and we could do this. And that's not bad. That'd just be a correction. All it is. If that is the top, well, that's where we do our little fib strategy, right? Swing low to swing high, just for this impulse move. Oh no, telephone. And that's where we apply our fib strategy. Wow, we're bouncing off of this. Almost touched that 382. This could be bullish. This could be cool. This could be this trend line that's real steep. Finding it's, it'll make a channel. Now, if you want to try to front run that idea and look like a genius, if you think in channel theory, well, we'll come over here and take this angle. Look at this. We'll come over here and take this angle. The price travels in a channel if you can just find that. And if you can find the channel, you can forecast. And we want to respect that channel. This is a projected line right here. It's only got one touch. It's not really valid. So with these little guys, I like to put them as dotted lines. So I'm looking at them. I'm looking at them. But what I'm really curious about is this 382 Fibonacci, because if we form any kind of flag, or if we get any kind of good bounce off of here, that can do what is one of my favorite plays, is the AB equals CD formation, and they happen all the time here. And it's a setup for it to go up, but it's called a bearish formation because it's a pivot point here where, well, this is where we flip the script and go bearish. And those are the kind of plays that I like to do here. I like to find them pivot pointed areas. And they suggested me right off the top, without just doing all that, that we're going about 84,000, 85,000. So we got a lot of things saying that we can be coming back up to about 85,000. So if you're kind of concerned, kind of worried, I would say we're doing a good job of trying to recover, at least a little bit. But in my opinion, we're only going to get up so high. There's warning signs that we're only going to get up so high, and then maybe roll over. I don't know. That's what we got to keep our eye on, so that we can play this on the right side, not play it on the wrong side. Let me come over to the chat before I just get all lost in everything. But I don't know. I just kind of let it flow when it flows, and hopefully something good comes out that somebody can use there. Oh, I saw Thomas Bukowski's name. Oh, what was this? What is this? Oh, cool. I mean, Dina, you're on it. I respect the hell out of Thomas Bukowski. I do. Let's see. Is Bitcoin looking weak? So hopefully we kind of address that. Chart link. That'll be a good one. We can start getting that dog. I'll take a quick look at the indices and kind of point out some things there. DZ says, or Diaz. Is it Diaz? No, DOZ. I would say it was large OZ. I would say DOZ. I think it's Diaz. Is your name Dion? Anyway, Diaz. Okay, I think I said it right. And Ave, is that a JJ formation? Well, it could be a JJ forming right there. I hadn't really thought about it. That's a good call. So the JJ always has a little panty line over here, and technically you might have a little shadow. There could be a little bit more if she turns the corner. You know, you're looking like they look and they turn and like where'd that come from? Okay, what are we talking about here exactly? I was talking about more of shape. I wasn't talking about organ, but anyway, yeah, there could be a possible JJ pattern right there. You got ovary, fallopian tube. Yeah, this one's got the entry. Don't be nasty. But usually, I would expect something like this that would come down a little bit more. I mean, and when you break out of channels, which is basically what this is, remember, you will see all these. That's another bottom. You got this bottom confirmation. You get all these little patterns in here. So many things to play if you know what to look for. And it's not that bad. And I think the more you watch somebody that can point it out without always trying to do and be, I don't know what they try to be. I just don't see people explaining this stuff this way about how to just kind of look at this. I don't know. Maybe they do, and I just don't know who they are. I'd appreciate it if you see other people that have a good insight in the market. A lot of people that I like that have a good insight, but they do a totally different system. Like Annie from Trade Travel Chill, she has a totally different system. But I mean, there's overlaps and things like that for everything you do. And if I haven't said this enough, this is about finding tools that resonate with you. Put in your toolbox. That's all it is. I'm just pulling out tools I got in my toolbox every time I look at the chart. That's all I'm doing. And there's a lot of, I'm always shopping for new tools that might, and not so much indicators. I mean, some people like indicators, do really, and you can, because I guess I technically started that when I was back in the day and trying to program my bots and everything, trying to understand all that. I just following the instructions of the OGs mostly. And slowly some stuff made sense, but not until I started learning TA really did it. Oh, that's why. Light bulb moment. But anyway, these are my train of thought here. Indicator strategies that work. You just find whatever works for you. But and when you watch us, man, you gotta be careful that you don't let us, anything that we say, it come across and influence you. That's going to be your hardest part of the job if you're going to watch us on YouTube. It's the hardest part for all of us. I mean, it's so easy to be influenced because and it's so easy to hear only what you want to hear, and be mad when somebody, well, that's no, you get all these things going on. The best thing to do is just take what you see from somebody with a grain of salt. It's what you get on your charts. That's why. But if you learn these skills and techniques, you don't need to lean on us so much. You lean on yourself. And there's people out there charging $99 a month to tell you this, charging thousands of dollars of courses. And I don't know, I just like to talk about it every night. And eventually, if you hang out with somebody who does that, you just kind of pick up on what they know, right? So just hang out. If all this stuff is weird to you, maybe I'll explain it in a way where it's not as weird to you. From the Weird Turkey Can. Hey, you guys voted for a turkey, you got a turkey. I was a ghost before, but now I'm a turkey. So roll with it. And besides, you can't resist these eyes, can you? I mean, the turkey's got the eyes. The turkey. Turkey. Anyway, so we're coming up to areas of resistance. The Fibonacci tells us that. The support and resistance area tells us that. The little hump over there tells us that. So, we got the resistance ahead of us. And we might come up here and get a correction somewhere, but we got some good little targets to look for. A little measure move area right there. The 786 Fibonacci, that's normally where you want to be taking profits at that area. Just a good portion, 25% or more at least. 25% if you think, oh, we're just traveling along the way. If you're actually making a play, yeah, you need to bail. For the most part, at least half. In my opinion, you can figure it out for yourself, really. That's how it goes. You make the rules, baby. You know, you might follow somebody's suggestion and say, I tried that and I didn't like how that played out. And let's look for something better. That's okay, but just to blindly do it and keep doing it. No, you gotta think for yourself, make your own rules. So I got a little yellow line to change over here so I can remember what I got when I come around. I think I got Auto Sky's mark. Road Dog, you got too much stuff on your screen. Well, that stuff helps me figure out what's coming or what might be coming, and gives me a head up for me to do something with my accounts. I don't always execute that stuff perfect. Like today's stream, I already had a account that was in drawdown that I use for the show. I'm cool with it because I want to dig in a good trade if I can get one. Anyway, yeah, she was in drawdown, but because I just take my mind off the ball on some of these accounts. But the major ones I want to pay to is my long-term bags and how to play those. But a lot what I'm seeing here so far on the 15-minute, and then sometimes I often post and everything and update in the Telegram group, which is a free group. It's free. It's got a lot of resources and cool people hanging out there, and shout out to you guys. Some of you are here, and some of you here might even be over here sometime in the future. You're more than welcome. It's a little private group. Links are in the description below and all that good stuff. Good group of people just helping each other out. Not financially though. That's not allowed. That's not allowed. But you know, to understand how to analyze charts mostly, and how to trading skills and that kind of thing. And so we found strategies that resonate with us, and there's all kinds of strategies that you can do. You can do the range trading strategies. We talk about all that kind of stuff time to time. At least the ones I'm familiar with, and whatever else is out there. Because there's some things that, like Annie's Travel Chill. I mean, that's totally different from my system. There's a lot of wisdom in it. The three humps and dump, three sections, even with your Fibonacci, it's in thirds, right? What the extensions, if you want it. We're not getting into that. Anyway, hey, targets up ahead. It looks kind of cool. We had a request for a link. I'm going to try to remember to do that, but let's go to the indices real quick. So they're finding some, hopefully, a little support there. I'm not going to go into SPX, Standard & Poor's, but depending on how the regular market feels, it looks like I've got them in the room. We might be coming down to a box. It looks like we might see some pain before some gain, which will probably spill over into crypto a little bit. See that the dollar is going down. Now that's good. That's usually good, and that's what Trump wants, and I think that's what we need. Oh, Bitcoin dominance is starting to go down. We hopefully would get some action about altcoin. If Bitcoin dominance goes down and Bitcoin goes down together, and that's usually not the best thing though. No, actually, I see. Sometimes I got to refer to the chart to keep this stuff in my head. There's a little cheat sheet over here that's you gotta have that, and there might even be one other little variation that's not included in that. But so it tells you if Bitcoin dominance is going down and Bitcoin is going down, it says the altcoins are stable. Okay, that's good, because I was leaning towards something else. So I see it's good for me to even recheck that. Keep my head straight. Got to keep straight in this game, right? Cheat sheets are beautiful. Take a snapshot if you need to. It should be over in the trading group. I put all this stuff over there because I made that one a long time ago. So Bitcoin dominance going down, but now Bitcoin dominance is going down and Bitcoin goes up. Well, that's what we want. We want to see Bitcoin dominance roll over. We got to come over here. We were zoomed in too much there. But this is the one of the biggest things to follow right here. Where are you to go? You're not here. BTCD. How are you not there? Market cap dominance, yeah, you should be right there. Zoom out. to the daily. So now this is still strong. Doesn't mean that we can't catch a break every once in a while, and we get these little mini altcoin rallies, and that's when we need to pay attention. Oh, is it? That would be cool. This would be payback, ladies and gentlemen. This would be payback. I hope that this, that's kind of weird, but I hope that this is what I'm saying. You know, that little pattern, that little triple top, the one that usually hands our ass to us. If it's happening over here on Bitcoin dominance, those little suckers are harsh. I find them at being, that you can expect even more out of that. Not like they don't always bounce back as easy. So we'll keep my eye on that. I've learned to look for that little bugger. That little bugger has been in effect here a lot over the cycle. And that could be cool. Is there divergence? I can't tell. Oh, hell, what's that? I'm on a daily. Are we up? No, I don't see any divergence. Don't see any divergence on the weekly or anything for Bitcoin dominance. It looks like she's just chugging along there. But any little, the thing to remember is Bitcoin dominance. That's how much money is going to the Bitcoin versus altcoins. When it's coming out, that's usually helpful for altcoins. And we're seeing some weakness here. She could be making a double top in pattern. It depends on how you zoom out, squint your eyes and everything. Really, for some of that, the best thing is just know we're at resistance levels here. And we could be coming back to retest. We've already retested this area twice. So we break the trend line that it's on, then maybe we can get some good action on the altcoins. That is long overdue, ladies and gentlemen. Long overdue. And that's where I like to come over to. I don't really watch Total so much as Total 3. Why is all my stuff missing? Here you are. So quickly look at this, because this guides us what to do, right? And it helps us out. And we're starting to see, let's level out here. We got it's still got some work to do. I mean, we can still roll over and go down lower. It can still happen. We just got rejected, or been getting rejected on this 200 moving average here. But we're above the 9. We got all those good little signs going on. We're trying. So Total 3. And short term, it's looking a little bit. She's trying to do something here. She's trying to break out of this, whatever that might be. It's just squeezing, but trend line's a trend line, whether there's a pattern back there behind it or not. You got a trend line to work with. You got something to work with. Break it. You got some kind of move. You got some kind of guidance, and I'll be looking right over here. If we could, we might be looking at some good news for altcoins soon. It'll maybe shaky. We just got to see. She could also be fooling us. Could we get something like that short term? I mean, I don't know. It's at resistance, so it's possible. That's a flag to the upside. Nope, it's the Mart's. I don't want to pretty well call it there. We're at resistance. If we can break out above it and maintain it, that's important. But it looks like the altcoins might be looking good. Let's go check out the crypto bubbles over here. For the day's pretty good. For the week, for the month, we're still in the red. IP, Maker, DAO, top 100 seem to be holding. Ooh, well, they for the month down a lot. These are the strong ones to look at. They appear strong and maybe worthy to look and see. Maybe look at the fundamentals of the tokenomics. See if there might be something worth a play. Look at the chart and see if it's got a pattern to it. See if it cycles or something, or if it's strong against Bitcoin. It could be a good one. That's the kind of things that we should be doing right now. Is that really? And just putting in a little and checking some of these things. These are not what I expected, actually. I should probably start digging into some of this stuff, right? Saros? What the hell? Dogging me. So that one's supposed to be getting listed. Oh, it dropped to 0. You got 10x out of that. That's cool. Not bad. Yeah. Glad I had some of that. I think I already beanbagged it. I put some of it to XCN. That's one of my little plays. Onyx coin. So I had a request, and I didn't forget, and it's for link.
In the crypto market I go.
I'll do that and come back to the chat. So that's okay. But I need to. It's 12:05. Joe is going live. If you guys want to go check out Joe, and I want to try to wrap this up soon. Hopefully, get my voice a little bit of a rest there. This is Link. We're zooming out on the daily for Link. We can see we're at the bigger moving averages, and they're in a good order. So it's got some strength there. It's not going up and to the right as in a steep angle, but it's it's still good. The other smaller ones, they've kind of already flip-flopped a while, but catching some support here, so that's good. Moving averages, so you might be able to see $16, $17 out of this. This, I think all that's invalid now. Excuse me. So always good to zoom out, even on the daily. Maybe we'll go to the 3-day. Oh man, yeah, let's zoom way out. I mean, really, you want to see how this thing is doing? You zoom all the way out, and this simple from high to low, and measure it. And we got rejected off the 5, so that's something to notice. And we're just gonna come down. So we're back to within this area. So overall, we want to see us get back over this guy. And we know the 2342 is going to be, well, all these areas are still very valid. And those are some good places to still to mark to take some profits in the long term. $16, $23, $29. We got a trend line here. We're bouncing off of it. This is where I'm looking at. Let's start looking at getting in on this. Building a little position down here near the bottom of trend lines. That's just me. Some people want to wait for confirmation. And see, that's where you got to figure out, what strategy you're going to go with. And nobody else can do that but you. You can play around with a lot of different ideas and things like that until you get into what works for you. But what I've found is the best thing is try to get behind near the trend line when everybody's saying, I don't know, this could go down, this could be the end of it. No, and everybody's thinking about going short, and I'm selling out of it, and that's what's going on with a lot of this stuff, right? Chain link at $13. It's not doing anything. It's about the same price I bought it. I don't want, you got the smart people were getting in over here. Everybody else was buying through here. So they're the ones feeling the pain and thinking, well, it sucks, man. Bought it $20, now it's net 14, man. They ain't ever going to come back. Nobody's going to, you start hearing all kinds of things in your head when things are down, right? So in my personal opinion, these are excellent places to nibble. And that works for most people rather than, day traders or strategic, the strategic traders, or swing traders. You layer in entries if you're on the exchange, right? Just layer in. If you're on the swap, you just got to take whatever you can get. But, there's a lot of swap opportunities out there, man. A lot of decentralized protocols. You trade Bitcoin, you trade everything almost. There's no excuse for not, having a means to get into the market. That's what's so beautiful about the market. The other market, you had to be in so many they only wanted certain players in. And it's not that in crypto. They didn't like that. They still don't like that. They're kind of pissed. How dare us let them peasants in on the game? And then people started winning at this game. And they started getting a little bit more notoriety. But it's a fair entry for most of the things, but it's also got a bunch of scammers. It's got a bunch of grifters, that's for damn sure. And that's why it's important to really, for the long-term strategy, is to find the good projects. Smaller portions of your portfolio, you can put in the trading accounts, do degens. I got a wallet that's all Solana degen stuff. I've got one Coinbase that's all what's going on over there, and seems to be mostly memes, so I try to put in some sensible things. They got some good stuff over there. Proppy and XEN's over there, so that's where I'm kind of leaning them, throwing all that stuff. But there's also Toshi and the meme coins and all that. So there's DJ plays and stuff like that, but it's not the bulk of what I got. The bulk of what I got is in Bitcoin, which you can't go wrong there. And establishing some other, I'm trying to establish some bigger bags of other things. And if the altcoin market will start working with me, I can grow that. And if it keeps coming down and doing wishy-washy stuff, I'm sitting there, I'm struggling with building those bags. And that's more of a position trader kind of a mid-term hold kind of thing idea there. And I do that. I would probably do that even differently, not on spot margin with the altcoins. Next cycle, I'm going to forego altcoins pretty much altogether until after the halving, and then maybe look at them, because you see they just keep coming back 3 times in a row, sometimes even lower than their lows before. It's, you know, you get a good entry and you think you're going to hold them because you got a good entry and hold them. Maybe, hopefully you moon bag it early, and then you got 3 opportunities to get some good moon bags on these altcoins. 3 opportunities. Let's see. Let's go. So Chainlink, those are the first places I want to see. Now for local levels, for any kind of local place, the trend line, and also the 618 Fibonacci right there tells us to keep our eye on it. So 15, and see how the 236 that we pulled from the big pool, how it just lands right there on the 786. So all this stuff kind of, it looks together like Legos. That's what we're kind of looking for with this fib stuff I found. It's kind of cool when you find them that they kind of interact like stuff like that. So for you fib lovers out there, and some of you probably may know more about fibs than I do. I'm not proclaiming to know about it. They've been a rabbit hole to go down, and I like it. But this is what you see. That's a good place to lock. If they lock together, you lock in some profit right there. I got to take the thing off the screen. Sean, get the divvy thing off the screen. That's not it. Ladies and gentlemen, let me come back to the chat because I just haven't been there enough. Oh no! Did I miss something? 12-hour stream was great. Did you like it? Yeah, it was kind of cool popping in and out. It took a lot more out of me than I expected though. But I wouldn't, it just came. I was like, I should do that today about 10 o'clock or something. Glittery Marshmallow, how's it going? Number go up, up, up. I have this saved on my playlist, so motivating. You like it? Good. Thank you so much. I'm honored. Jay Violet, how's it going, Jay Violet? Tommy 2 liters, I still love it, man. That's so awesome. There is you, and then Joe. And yeah, Joe should be, I think he is 1213. Bobby Vanessa, your songs and Windmill, I like that one too. That's one of my favorites. That one, it's just got that unique vibe. I like it, dude. I'm trying to get my new little Satoshi Nakamoto song. I've got to narrow it down to which version that I want to go. That's been the hardest one I've had to do. Just to get it and tweak the lyrics and get the story right on it and everything, and get the right sound, because it's hard. And not let it stop reading the cues. It's been an adventure. Bobby Oz, what's going on? The Bitcoin if and then chart. J Val says, Jesse is still going. Hey Jesse, what's up? I've been seeing you in a lot of places today. It's 5:13 a.m. Wow, you've been up all night. Sound like me. Hey, there's a... Oh crap, well, if you click the link in the description, in the chat below, it'll take you to the Road Dog chart room right there. You just hit join. Oh, there's 121 members, man. Cool. That's growing. That's cool. Now, it could be a dick and charge $99, but we got a great community over there. All in charge is to keep the riffraff out. We don't have any riffraff, man. We don't have any. I wouldn't change anything about that group. It's like, oh, you can see my AI stuff, or the thumbnail stuff. Where are we at here? Come on. I'm getting all sidetracked here. We were in the chat, weren't we? Right. Hey, oh, there's Joe. Then go down. Joe, Joe? I don't think he's still here. I think he might be alive. There we go. There you go. Joe's channel. All right. So I make sure I didn't miss anything over here. Well, you asked for a link, so I wanted to look at the link. I don't know. I think it's been a decent show. I think it's been an educational show tonight. Do you like the way the show went tonight? That would help me kind of. I should have put a poll up. I don't know. I kind of came in and went into a little bit more teaching mode, or explaining what I'm doing. Is that cool, or is it like, no, we just want to see charts. You need to be faster at it. Crank them out, baby. Crank them. We'll be a setup factory. I don't know. I mean, sometimes that's fun too. If I start talking and then I can't be quick at it. I just like to explain what I'm doing, and because I think somebody, it might click for somebody. They might see things in a new way, and I hate this. Why am I catch myself doing what I used to hate seeing. I was like, this is a sucky setup. That's the lame setup. But I keep finding myself doing the same things. I mean, it's just a shortcut of what else is out there with the channel idea and all this stuff. It's funny how stuff starts coming back full circle. I've talked about hating that. That's the metrical triangle. You're on a channel, really, but it's nice sense that we're trying to break out of this trend line. Biggest thing is the trend line. This can also break and come down. We can got a lot of stuff that we can do here. Here I am rattling on again. Rattling on. Let me see if I got any feedback there. Oh, Bobby, dude, I did move it right. I'm sorry. This is from behind there. Behind in the chats. Free Panagear for the first 100 members. I'm way behind. I don't know. What do you think will happen tomorrow after PAL? I have no idea. Jim would be a good person to have an opinion on that. I think Jim Derringer, that's here in our chat a lot. I think Jim, he seems to have a really good grasp on all that stuff. Probably learned a lot from him. But whatever, so they're going to happen. The market, I can tell you that the market makers are going to have fun with it, and they'll probably try to flush people out, because that's just what I've just told myself that's just what they do. Whatever, they got news day on something, yeah, well, something like whichever, they could go down and do this, or they could just go up, and we'll see the little heartbeat flush out everybody, or try to. That's usually what they do. So I've just gotten used to expecting it. But they don't do it, and then cool, there's always the next day. You might even plan to take advantage of it. There's lots of ways to play it. I think that was. Hey, you joined the Road Dog team? Awesome. Bobby S says, "Good show, Road Dog. Learned something every time." Good. I mean, I hope I'm hoping what I do has some kind of use. And this guy's a weirdo. He's out there. I don't know. I hope it makes sense. It took a long time to make sense to me, but it's just been a fascinating journey. Bobby S says, "Good show." Glitter Marshmallow says, "I love to learn. I'm learning so much. Thank you for your time." Thank you. J Violet just joined Telegram too. Thanks, good. Yeah, come on over. I'd like to have good people over there, and I encourage people to share over there too. I'm not like, oh my God, you posted somebody. Listen, we gotta have a DM. I don't want you posting links to so and so or other chat. If it's educational, what I don't like is like somebody coming in and posting these little hamster combat things. Come and leave my link, and you go. I don't want any of that stuff. I don't want any self promotion, but or any kind of point game, but I mean legitimate, sharing things like I share things from videos from Trade Travel Chill, because there's good information in there that would help you guys out if you weren't familiar with it. So I'm all for that. Just posting setups. If you're comfortable with your TA and want to post somewhere, it just makes you better when you put yourself out there. It makes you more mindful of what you're going to present to people, and that steps up your game. Just you doing that alone. Screw it whether you're wrong or right. We're always wrong or right or something at some point. That's not the point. The point is actually doing it, and that makes you better. It'll make you tighten up your game. It does what you need to do up here if you just post your charts over there. And I got a student chart area, and that's a place you can answer questions, and hopefully I'll see it. If I don't see it, somebody else can comment, and then I'll eventually see it. And then we got the trade setup areas, and I used to post Bitcoin setups, or if I find a good altcoin setup here in the show, I'll do it. But yeah, if you're comfortable and I welcome anybody to post anything over there. And I don't understand this whole stealing thing that's been going on. Stealing my idea. I mean, oh my God, so stupid. I mean, if how to trade flows off their tongue and they can explain it, they don't need to steal nothing, baby. It's probably the other way around. Be honest. I'm just saying. Let's go, people. Let's go check out Jetta. Thanks for hanging out with me. There, we got to go to the chat. There we go. Hey, cool. In screen. And go.
Yeah, rising through the night. Caught in the glow, where the charts collide, dips fade away. I'm on this neon ride, sats in my veins. FOMO's electric spark. Ooh yeah.
What happened?
Crypto's my pole.
What? There we go.
Beating through the dark.
Had a moving moment there.
Yeah.
Thank you, Strega.
Gas feast, flicker, whales dance in the haze. I'm stacking dreams in this digital maze.
I'm on top chat again here.
Every coin I claim lights a moonlit flame. Ooh, smooth.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys for hanging out.
Bull runs my wave. I'm rewriting the game. Woo! Neon bull run lighting up.
I gotta wrap up, close a few things down, and then I'm gonna pop in over at Joe's and hang out for the rest of the time.
Yeah, yeah.
See you guys over there.
Glow won't fade my soul. Ooh, bull run shines. I found my goal. Woo! Neon bull run, run, run.
Make the puppy dog wave.
Oh, that's so cute. Broke their chain.
Whoa! Wasn't expecting that bouncy response there. That threw me off my game. That caught me by surprise. See you guys over there.